It's a weird today. It's Monday. It's like the 18th. People are acting ridiculously weird as usual, but for some reason it's going to be my fault. For some reason this morning, actually it started last night, I can't get over the Terminator movies. Just 1 and 2, especially 2. But because, when you look at these movies and they tell you the year that things are going to happen or go on, like the Back to the Future. And I think the date was 2016. And so when that actual date came in real life, people were in line buying the shoes that lace by themselves and things like that. But I was, would I say enamored? I was super interested, and once again, I have come across the movie that explains how the world is going to be when that day comes for real. And it's got me enamored or interested. I can't get over it. So the year that the war is going to happen, they said it was, what'd she say, 2027? Well, right now it's 2025. And, I watched that movie, Terminator 2. I didn't watch Terminator 1 until I was a grown adult. But Terminator 2 I watched as a kid in the 90s when it came out. And I watched it for how cool it was. But when I watched it this morning, I watched it for a totally different reason. I watched it for something else other than how cool it was. Because it was definitely one of the coolest movies I had ever seen in that time frame. In 91, that was a cool-ass movie. But now, I'm looking at it for a different reason. Is this really going to happen? And so now I'm watching Terminator 1. Well, that's what I was doing before I realized I have an appointment and I gotta go. When Kyle Reese told her that, oh my God, I forgot what I was gonna say. He told her that this was gonna happen in 40 years. It's gonna take place in 40 years. So in movie time, he was telling her this in 1984. Even myself, I wasn't even born until 1985. But you get what I'm saying? Still, it's in that time frame. And now, today, I am 40 years old. And it's mind-blowing how those movies of that time, they just fast forward to the future. So much so that I am in that current future. And I'm thinking, it's really going to happen, isn't it? Because like Sarah Connor, I remember when my life made sense, when people didn't target me. Not so much like the style of the Terminator, but I wasn't so targeted. I was targeted. I was free to live my life. I was just carrying on, and now all of a sudden, things are my fault now. It's my fault this is happening. My fault this, my fault that. And I don't have a way to fight back. A lot like Sarah Connor, she's trying to call the police, and they're telling her that they're busy right now and all this other crap, whatever it is for them not to come and help her, right? Same deal with me. But then I feel like those two things are kind of different, because I'm black and police don't really like to help black people. It's just what it is, but I don't know. It's just so many similarities with her story and mine. It's got me thinking, is this gonna happen for real? Because I just seen last night, I'm watching YouTube. I say watching TV, but I was watching YouTube, and I saw someone take a video of a a robot that was pretty much just jogging down the street like a normal day. And I'm thinking like, what the heck? Like, I don't know how I would feel if I just seen a freaking robot just running down the street, like jogging, like exercise type, I don't know how I would feel about that. But there are already types of robots rolling around right now. You got those little robot carts that take people their food from different restaurants. You got self-driving cars now. You have so many things. Like when you call a business of some sort nowadays, you'll talk to an AI representative. Like there's so many forms of robots roaming around today, and it's almost like normal. So it's just only a matter of time before I'm going somewhere and I'm gonna talk to a robot, and then it's gonna roll off my back like water to a duck, and I'm gonna be like, oh, that's the normal. That's the norm, having robots walking around, and oh my God. It's a lot. It's a lot to take in right now. And, a lot of people tell me I'm being paranoid, I'm doing too much. I forget the actual word that was used, but pretty much like how they told Sarah Connor she was crazy, and they locked her up in an insane asylum. Of course, now, and this far in the story, we're getting over into Terminator 2. But still, they're saying that I'm tripping, or, you need to stop smoking so much weed. And I'm thinking like, first of all, sweetheart, I don't have money for that kind of weed to make you trip like that, first of all. Second of all, I'm not tripping. Ain't no weed finna make me trip over something that my eyes are clearly seeing. Now, I know one time I was really high, and when I blinked my eye, I saw a purple elephant. That's not what's going on right now. So, one thing I do have on my side that Sarah Connor didn't, I can record everything. And now that I have a video editor, I can make my videos shorter, and I can take out background music so I can drive and listen to my music and later edit it so I won't get copyrighted. It's a lot, y'all. It's a lot. I also have taken a fond interest in AI. I was getting the classes. I don't know what happened. I was getting the classes for free at first, but now they want me to pay, which is fine, but I can't. I was already paying for the marketing class, marketing and commerce. I was already paying for that class. Now they want me to pay for the marketing class too? It's gonna be a lot on me to pay for all that. I need to go this way. Yeah. As a matter of fact, I should probably just turn here. I was gonna go to the store, right? Yeah, but and people are making things tougher than it needs to be. Well, especially with me. I don't see this happening with nobody else but me. People are being absurdly rude for no reason, and I can't even walk in a spot without security breathing down my neck, people following me, and it's just all kind of weird stuff. It's weird to me, but to everybody else it's completely normal. And if I say, because of course somebody's gonna ask, well, what's wrong? When I tell you what the problem is, they, oh, you're tripping, or you're what they say, I'm overreacting or something stupid like that. Whatever. But anyways, I don't know what it is about these Terminator movies, but they have definitely got my full attention right now. Well, at least the first and the second one. Feel like, like people were trying to tell me, Like when my mom was trying to tell me about how, they were building this stadium over here, for like a soccer field. And I'm thinking like, well, soccer is not really that big over here. You know what I'm saying? Like in this part of town, I know in other countries it's way more important, much bigger sport. But not only is it not that exciting over here, in the part of town where I live in, it's not that exciting, period. The only thing other than calling someone a soccer mom, other than that, I had some friends back in the day. They used to play soccer. One of my cousins, he used to play soccer. But other than that, soccer really wasn't a big issue. So for them to put a whole stadium right up here, it's like on the 2 blocks down, for them to put a whole soccer stadium or something that's, dedicated to that, it sounded really odd. That's your choice. Like, that's weird. But my mom was trying to let me know about, I guess the migration, or, how a lot of Mexican people are coming over here. And that's why they built that soccer stadium. And it kind of just went in one ear and out the other. I thought, I thought my mom was tripping. I kind of thought she was tripping. And that kind of goes back to what John Connor said in Terminator 2 when he was telling the Terminator that he didn't believe his mom when she would talk all that stuff. Nobody believed her. And he says, not even me, And I kind of felt like I didn't really believe my mom when she was telling me all these things, because I thought she was just, overreacting like she always does, And now I have to sit here and watch everything she said before my eyes. And even worse, because my brother moved to Texas when he's been in LA my entire life, and he moved to Texas. And I'm thinking like, why did you do that? And not understanding why he moved so far away. But then when I'm trying to get anything done, we're not even talking rent or jobs. I'm not even going that far. I'm talking about just simple, go to Starbucks and get my latte or whatever it is I ordered. And there are Mexican people who are now working the counters, or even the manager or whatever. And they're telling the team workers to say that there is no more of the strawberry syrup that I would need to make my drink, or to have my drink made. There's no more of that. So then that equals me not getting my drink. Do you mean to tell me this is going so far as to I can't get my drink at Starbucks? Are we being that petty? Yes, we are being that petty. I can't get my packages when I order things because if not all of the mail carriers are Mexican, and obviously they're like some type of gang or whatever, because they can relay the message to other mail carriers to not deliver my mail to me. So, it's like I can't win at all. I can't run my business. I can't, get things done. And the end result will be like, I wish I could move now. Like how my brother did. It's crazy. But, I wish there was somewhere else for me to move to. I wish there was somewhere else for me to go. Now, like my brother, I wish I had moved when he left. But I didn't, because I was comfortable. I had my own place. I had my little job going on. Had me a nice little ride to ride in. I was too comfortable. But it's going down just like that. So much so that it now it just sucks to be me. That's it. Chosen not to learn Spanish because I don't want to hear people talking shit behind my back or even to my face and they think I don't understand Spanish. I understand a few words, but you know, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. And then I gotta pop off and, you know, fluently speak an entire sentence like, you know, I can understand that shit too, you know. And then a fight will break out. They'll try to say some slick shit in English too, like, you know, but it's so not worth my time. I don't have time for these type of people. I really don't. People that just want to start shit to see what's going to happen or whatever. I don't have time for these type of people. But they have time for this because that's all their brain know how to process. That's all they know how to, you know, put in their mind. Let's start some shit. Then we get to play the victim and act like we didn't do anything and she's just a crazy black lady. Let's start some shit with her. You know, like I don't know that that's what's going on as well. And then you got people like in high places who you wouldn't think, or have high positions who you wouldn't think would dare try to start some mess, like the police. I swear they be trying to start shit, and it's like, are you serious? Like, you know, they can't arrest me for something. They're gonna try to, you know, they're gonna try to intimidate me or try to, you know, get me to start something or whatever. I don't know. It's really stupid, but it's just from the least you would expect who would do something like that. Catty females do things like this all the time. But you talking about a police officer, someone who was sworn into office or to a station to protect and to serve, not someone out here to abuse their power and try to start crap with people so they can arrest them. Not even that, because, you know, a while back, long time ago, I'm gonna make it clear, I'm gonna go on the land of plane, but I'm gonna just say one more thing. A while back, when I used to hustle, sell beer and cigarettes and things like that downtown LA, I was with Lance at the time, and there was a local police officer that was like not even a block away from where we used to hang out at. And he was a black guy. He was short in stature, but he had lots of muscles. He was, you know, he had so many muscles that his arms couldn't touch his side, like, you know. And still, his presence should make people feel relaxed. It made white people feel relaxed. The black people, however, he used to terrorize, you know. And one day he told, I don't know if he told my boyfriend this directly or he was, you know, just standing around when he said this. But he basically was like, you know, harassing a guy, and my boyfriend was standing close to him, close enough to where he could hear what he was saying. And he said something along the lines of, man, I didn't do nothing. And the police officer tells him, like, you think I give a F? I arrest people I can arrest people who don't do anything. Or basically he said, I arrest people who don't do anything. Or, you know, something to that effect. What led him to believe that he could put you in jail even if you didn't do nothing. And this is what a police officer walking around wearing a badge, this is what he said. And so my boyfriend heard him say that, and he just wished that he had got him on tape saying that, you know, because how dare you just admit that you abuse your power like that, you know. And he was, of course, harassing another black person. So you can miss me with all that black power crap, all this. I bet you he be quoting Malcolm X and Farrakhan and all kind of stuff. And he turned right around and put that suit on, put that badge on, and he goes out there and harasses his own people. And I'm not trying to, you know, save the criminals. I'm talking about he be harassing people, black people, who don't do anything wrong. They didn't do anything to you. They didn't do anything wrong, period, for you to even be in their face. They didn't do anything. So that's the part that I don't get. I gotta go to the bank. This is again what I'm talking about. They wanted me to sit in that bank and just sit there for their amusement and not help me out. So when I had to get up because they thought they was gonna take care of another person when I was there first. And so he gave me all this crap. Oh, he's just asking a question, blah, blah, blah. I'm not trying to hear all that. You're servicing this man before I got here. And of course the man was Mexican. And the guy who was helping out around the floor was also Mexican. So he thought I wanted to hear all his excuses, telling me how busy they are and all this other shit. I'm not trying to hear none of that. You know, I need to get my my email address changed. And so if they were so busy that they don't have nobody to help, but you can then help someone else who just got here, how come you can't just say, well, we can schedule you an appointment? You know, to keep things business minded, right? Because I understand sometimes the bank is busy. Sometimes places where you go, sometimes they're too busy to assist you at this point. I get that. But isn't there a way that you can handle this, you know, without making the customer feel like you're taking other people instead of, like you're taking care of other people instead of the person that was there first? I'm pretty sure there is a way that can be settled, but they just insist on having me sitting in that lobby looking crazy, wasting my time. That's what they really wanted to do. So when I talked to him, or when I finally had to talk to him again, I'm like, you know, everybody else been seen except me. And he said, well, they had appointments. And I'm like, oh, so what you're saying is I need to make an appointment. Then he started fumbling with his words. And then he had no choice but to schedule me an appointment. See, I'm like, this kind of crap right here, you know, that's what I mean. Trying to start stuff so I can be labeled the crazy lady in the bank. Why didn't he just say that at first? Instead of had me sitting there just waiting and waiting. He could have said all our representatives are busy, unfortunately. Only thing I can do is you can either wait until a worker can assist you, or we can schedule you an appointment to come back another day. I would have gladly went with the scheduling me an appointment to come back another day. I would have definitely done that, you know, because I understand. Like you just said, I also have a business. I have a business account. So I understand how things can get. There's only so many people in the bank. You said that other people had appointments. Okay, well, I mean, don't you think you should offer to schedule me an appointment? That sounds more professional than to just have me sitting there waiting. Because the thing is, they wanted me to act out. They wanted me to cut up. That's what they wanted me to do. They wanted me to just sit there, and then see, when he saw the other guy before me, they knew I was going to say something. And then he tried to make all these excuses. I ain't trying to hear all that. All they had to do, matter of fact, the teller behind the counter could have done that. All of our agents are busy right now. We're going to have to schedule an appointment so you can come later, or come another day. I'm sorry, we're just busy right now. Not so much we're just busy right now, but there's no one available to assist you. Okay, that's understandable. It was Friday, you know, it was on a Friday. So that's understandable. You know what I mean? But, you know, they just want to make things difficult. Did you get that? Probably got it. It's always some type of delivery truck that's stationed, you know, on my route to wherever I'm trying to go. And like I said, you know, somebody want to be like, you know, because I said this about the people who work at the post office, and they go, oh, you think a federal whatever is gonna be? I mean, it's not about what I think, it's about what I'm seeing, what I know. How come every corner I turn there's a postal truck or a UPS truck or a FedEx truck? I don't believe in coincidences. And you mean everywhere I go there's a truck just sitting there waiting for me to show up? I just passed 2 or 3 UPS trucks. I mean, like, I don't know. I guess y'all busy or whatever, busy on this particular street, but that happens a lot, though. It happens almost every street I go down. I don't know. It's suspect to me because I ain't never seen this before. That's why I'm like, I'm not really buying it because it sounds like some BS. Never have I ever been able to count the UPS, FedEx, or postal trucks that I've seen on my way somewhere. Okay. Stupid ass. The fuck, you thought I wasn't gonna go where I want to go because you want to play games? Right here, I think so. I'm not sure.
What's up, Captain? Need to borrow a couple hundred.
They have like 8. Oh, okay. Want it, but if not, don't take it if you're not really gonna need it. Because I don't know if Bingo. See what I'm talking about? I guess it's time to deliver the mail. I guess. Whatever. I didn't even see that. See that through the reflection of the door. Stuff is looking kind of sad these days. Try to take one. Not getting to possession. Sad. Oh, I really came here for. But it's fried though. Say that that's not good to eat. But you get to eat it though. Weird to me. Oh, here we go. What else they like to do? Oh, here we go, right here. They like to try to take these, the regular one. I buy so many of them, take these off the shelf. I get this 80s music from. I was watching Terminator 1. That movie is so 80s. I guess so. It was in the middle of the 80s. Oh, snacks in there. I guess they don't know where to deliver the mail at now. I guess.
Have a good day, you guys. Thank you. Welcome, valued customer. Thank you. Place your item in the picking area.
Hey, Miss Dawn.
Hello, baby. How you doing? Good. How are you? Enter the number of bags you wish to purchase. Then press done or press the no bags button. Your total is 55, 45. System processing. Swipe or insert card and follow instructions on pin pad.
Yes.